Louisiana versus all y'all. Jarrett Roser here with Chris Lockett Jr., 2023 standout from Isidore Newman on the basketball court. Been doing a ton of football interviews lately, and it's good to kind of get back to the basketball side of things. Chris, man, how's it been going? We're going to get into a lot of different pieces of what you've been up to and what it's like for you right now, getting the recruiting kicked off, just that first varsity season under your belt and all that. But just big picture wise, how's 2020 and particularly since that basketball season ended been treating you over the last couple months?
I've just been focusing on school, at the beginning, finishing school. Now I'm just rehabbing my knee so it can get better. I've been playing with an injured knee since December.
Yeah, it's always interesting to hear some of those things after the fact, and you go out there and you have a fantastic season and help lead Newman back to a point it hadn't been in almost 2 decades, and now we're talking about the fact that you were doing it on a knee that was kind of nagging you. How has that been going? Rehab's been going well.
It's been very good. Just being patient and not letting it bother me in this upcoming season and just be 100% every game.
The freshman year, how did you feel about that? You were a guy that got to that level already on a lot of folks' radars, and you were able to show a big piece of why that was with a good freshman year. Also, you had some opposing teams that came after you a little bit and really made you work and learn some freshman lessons. Just kind of take me through what that year was like and some of the things you felt really good about, as well as some of the things that you kind of took away heading into this offseason.
Just be patient and just feel comfortable and trust the guys around you. Because when I first got to Newman, I really didn't trust the guys around me, so I wasn't it would have been way better if I trusted them at the beginning of the season. So it was just trusting, then learning my mistakes and not getting too hard on myself about making the mistakes in practice and in the game. And that's when the seniors came in to help me at. So that's why I was just kept improving every game.
How much of that trust dynamic just comes with the fact that you came in with a lot of spotlight on you, and you came into a situation where you were joining a new team? I mean, some of the guys you'd probably played with before, some of them not so much, and just kind of building some of that chemistry too.
Yeah, it was hard because if I had a bad practice, the whole team had a bad practice. It was just off my energy. So I just tried my best to go hard every practice. So it was just trusting them, getting a bond with them off the court, and just playing the game with them, doing bonds and stuff.
What is that like as one of the young guys on the team when you feel that kind of leadership by example type role? And I mean, you guys had some really key members of that team that were upperclassmen already, and certainly you can't overlook guys like Ruffin and on down the line. But for you to come in as a freshman and know you're playing a big role, and that you're one of the young guys, but you're going to be such a pivotal piece. What was that like for you to kind of manage and find what the right role and the right fit and right way to carry yourself with some of that?
It wasn't it wasn't pressure at all, but it was just you gotta be a dog, honestly. I really can't answer that because I really don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, because you've been playing at a high level regardless.
Yeah, my whole life.
My whole life. Yeah, that's kind of part of it. As much as it was your first year of varsity ball, freshman year, that whole deal, you've been playing pretty competitive basketball for forever. You've had an opportunity to work with Randy Livingston at Newman, who I think anyone obviously that plays basketball at Newman's going to know who Coach Livingston is, and really probably anyone that's been around Louisiana basketball for very long knows some of the things that he did there, as well as going on to LSU and having his opportunity to play professionally and then be around the professional game for as long as he has been. What is that relationship like? What is it it meant to be able to work with a guy like that, over at high school?
It's like very motivating because like I know he always gonna be in my corner regardless of like if I go to another school, if I don't choose the college he want me to go to, like he pushed me in like in the class. He pushed me in the class more than basketball, honestly, more than in life too. So like just to see that, it makes me like motivate and like it's making me go harder on the basketball court for him.
What are some of the things? I mean, you mentioned he kind of emphasizes the outside of basketball pieces of how important the academics are and just kind of the way you carry yourself and approach life. What are some of the key lessons he gives you, whether it be basketball wise or in terms of him illustrating some of the importance of some of those other aspects too? Just any kind of specifics that stand out of some things that he really sticks on you about.
Never be lazy, cause somebody might be outworking you every day. Whether it's like right now, in the morning, like somebody could be outworking you in the classroom, and he just tell me like, just stay focused. It's like once you get everything down, you're gonna be good. You reach your full potential.
When was the first time that you remember like learning about him and hearing about him and how huge of a basketball standout and prospect and all those things he was when he was about your age?
I like last year before I went to the school, like they were just like, "Oh, you about to get coached by Randy Livingston." I'm like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "Bro, like who is y'all talking about?" So when I finally like looked at my research, I was like, "Oh, he was good." Like that's why everybody telling me about
Yeah, he was that dude in the early 90s for sure.
it. Yeah.
You mentioned about not being lazy, making sure you're putting in work. What has this, I guess, back half of the spring and early part of the summer look like for you? You've had to deal with some rehab stuff, but what has kind of the routine looked like in terms of what you've been able to do? Because you'll have some rehab type limitations and stuff you have to focus on with that, but also with us dealing with everything with coronavirus and just the limitations of where you can be, who you can be around, stuff like that. What has the routine ultimately ended up looking like for you the past month or two?
Like I think the first 2 months I had to like focus on school. Had to finish school. I didn't leave the house at all. Like I couldn't work out because no gyms was open. So I had to focus on school. Then when the gyms finally opened, that's when I was just working out and trying to get my knee like better. And that's when I went to the doctor and it just said I have to like rehab for like 3 weeks.
You're kind of on the tail end of that, the 3
Yeah,
weeks. Yeah. So
yeah,
everything's been feeling good.
yeah.
You mentioned Coach Livingston's going to be in your corner regardless of where you end up choosing for college. You still have a long time before you have to really finalize that sort of decision, but you do have, 9 or 10 offers already coming your way, including LSU and some other really big opportunities. What has that piece been like this early on? How much is that something that you and Coach are talking about, or you and your family are talking about? And just what's it been like to see some of the opportunities come as a freshman?
I mean, I'm grateful, but like right now, I'm just worrying about my teammates, like bringing a title to Newman. Honestly, like we don't talk about it because like we know it's gonna happen. I'm just grateful it's happening right now, but like I'm not getting a big head about like all the offers that's coming right now. So like, as long as I keep level headed, I know a lot more gonna come. So like, I'm just gonna stay humble and just keep working even more harder.
What if some of the early conversations been like when you've had a chance to connect with any coaches from any of those schools? What are some of kind of the tidbits that you hear from them that they've kind of you've caught their eye with, or that they want you to know about their program, or any advice as things do kind of ramp up over the next couple of years?
They were just like my game was very special. There's some things I gotta like work on, and just like know I'm a freshman, like I got a lot to like work on. They were just like, we'll love to recruit you, offer you a scholarship, and just keep working.
What are some of those aspects that you have in mind that you want to continue to kind of build upon or iron out? You mentioned in terms of takeaways from the freshman year, some of just the, I guess, kind of the approach and staying level and and whatnot. Are there specific aspects, more like technical stuff game-wise that you kind of have in mind, or different areas of your game that you want to continue to build upon these next couple of years?
Like my post scoring, my athleticism, my ball handling, and my 3-pointer. That's really like everything basically. So like I'm really not perfect at all of them. I just want to keep getting it way better so I could like, if I get double team, I get my teammates open, get them involved, and just have fun playing with them.
Looking forward to sophomore year now, as much as folks were excited about the opportunity to get back to the state semifinals this past year. You mentioned there's a lot of mindset on just the college stuff's going to be great when that comes, but there are really big goals for you guys with as many guys back this year. And then, I mean, there are players like you and Arch and company that you have several years ahead. How much do you guys talk about that piece? Just kind of the legacy and the big goals, the opportunity to do some things at Newman that hasn't been done in quite a while. And how much does that mean?
It mean a lot to us, but we don't really talk about it. We just like do our own thing, just work hard on the court, off the court. Even Arch works hard on the field. Like everybody just do their own thing and just we come together and just trust one another.
There's a lot of attention on him right now with some of the early recruiting, because when you're a Manning growing up in New Orleans, people are going to be all over you, wanting to see what the potential is there on the football field. Him as a basketball player, what's it been like to be around him and see some of what he does on the basketball court too?
It's been fun because like there's a lot of stuff he's good at that I thought he wasn't good. He could dunk the ball now and he could shoot the 3. So that's very helpful for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you can go out there and get buckets, and I mean from pretty much anywhere on the court like that, that's a pretty good friend to have running alongside you as a guard. And any things that you guys taking from last year as a team as you look forward to what hopefully is as close to normal of a next basketball season as possible? Have you guys started discussing any little goals or kind of mindsets, mantras, little ways that you really kind of want to focus yourselves as you head through this summer and ultimately get back to a school year? Or is it too early in the process for some of that?
It's too early. We didn't really get in the gym at all together. Like we didn't work out since we lost. So we should begin together next week, but as of right now, it's everybody just split up because some people out of state and some people working on football, like Arch and Will, Kai, AJ.
With the way that this is all gone, how exciting is it going to be to just get back around everybody?
It's going to be fun because, we didn't see each other in a while. So it's just going to be, fun, funny, goof around, and just have fun. Enjoy the time around each other.
Something about you that folks don't know, as much as you've been kind of on everyone's radar basketball-wise, what would you tell people that are still getting a chance to know who you are, not necessarily on the court, but just young guy, personality-wise, or some interesting story about you away from the sport, anything that kind of stands out for folks that are eager to learn more about Chris Lockett Jr.?
I'm a chill, laid-back, funny kid. I'm goofy. I'm still maturing at the time because I still like to have fun and play around. So it's just around the people I don't know, I don't do that. But around the people I'm comfortable with, they'll tell you I'm just funny and just laughing all the time. You
gotta have fun with it, man. I mean,
yeah.
Shoot, you're just getting ready for sophomore year of high school. If you weren't having any fun,
yeah. What's the point?
Yeah. If you ain't having fun, what you do it for, like the old rap line says.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, again, appreciate you, man, taking a couple minutes out. I know as kind of clamped down as some things are, coronavirus are, you still getting a lot of work in. So thanks again.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, he's Chris Lockett Jr., standout at Newman, getting ready for that sophomore season. A lot of things falling in place already college-wise, but we'll get to that when we have to get to that.
Gotcha.
For Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser. Thanks.